there on the monitor.
You want to see that? Sam likes to see himself.
Nice.
Sam thinks he's pretty.
I just need it for my
Sam thinks he's a pretty boy.
for my ego. It helps me get going for the podcast here.
Sam's got his Atlanta Hawks hat on because they won.
Yeah.
He's pretending to be a fan.
I've had this hat for a little while now. Actually, quite a few years actually. It was back when they had
Parched.
somebody when they made their first set of playoff runs 2 years ago.
True.
Blank on the names right now, but anyways.
Well, it's a big day because we got new shoes.
Well, I'm probably new.
We got Tyler here again today. I told you we were going to get a guest. I'm sorry, it's just Tyler again. But.
Hello, I'm back.
Fuck yeah. I'm digging this angle too.
You like that?
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
First time I can have the table in here either.
Yeah, I figured the table would have made it a bit cramped. I could have put it there, but fuck it.
Yeah.
What's new, man? Anything?
No.
Just dabbling in crypto.
Yeah, dabbling in crypto, dabbling in just living life and coming out of Ontario's lively life.
Wow, well said.
Lively life.
Said. You came prepared.
Yeah.
Not wrong at all.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, it's tough to even describe, I guess.
I mean, I could say it like this, right? I don't know what to say because we can say that there's a lab leak hypothesis, but I couldn't have said that last year.
Couldn't have said it last year.
Not here on YouTube,
No.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Don't know what...
You could have said it in a confidential email.
Yeah.
That's about it, though.
That'd be fine. No one would even talk about it if I did that.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
No. You'd actually be a hero because of all the stress you're under. So.
Yeah. I can't believe that I would be able to answer that many emails.
I can't believe that shit. Right?
Fuck.
Yeah, right.
It does feel like it's like a weird social experiment, lab experiment with how
it does.
Things are going.
It does
right
feel
now.
like we're part of just it feels like we're getting fucked with now. Like it genuinely feels like we're just being fucked with. Yeah. Like we're a test. Like we're just gonna do some of this, maybe sprinkle some of that, and find out later.
But I think the most fucked up part about it is that people that you grew up with or that you know are just blindly a part of this test, and they're like, yeah, of course. What do you mean? Like, of course we need to do this. And you're like, but can't, like...
Well, I mean, I think you understand why, though. It's because, they've been manipulated. They're, it's not even to say they've been manipulated, but it's just they're just, having trust. You know?
Did you guys watch H3?
No.
Podcast?
No, I know of it, though. Yeah.
I don't.
There was a clip going around earlier in the week.
I love when you're just ready to fucking be like, you know what, man? Yeah. Fuck you.
With Louder, with Crowder. And he was talking about them. I guess it was all stemmed from Joe Rogan. Brought up. Okay. He was talking to Whitney Cummings, like we were talking about.
Right.
And
she's crazy about it.
Yeah, and they were looking at a video, and he said, "Oh, who's that?" Because there was a video of somebody at her party, and she was like, "Oh, it's Ela Klein, which is Ethan's wife, which they do the podcast together, H3 podcast."
Okay.
And Joe Rogan was like, "Oh, wow, the fact people wearing masks outside, that's what I find stupid."
Right.
And they
right.
And they went off for like an hour about how Joe Rogan called Ela stupid and blah blah blah.
Okay.
And but in the clip, Ethan had said, Ela had said, oh, the CDC guidelines at the time were that you need to wear a mask and yada, yada, yada. And Ethan comes out and says, yeah, the CDC tells us what to do. You don't even need to think about it, bro.
Right.
And that's the clip that Crowder reacted to. But either way...
That's kind of what I meant.
The context is, that's literally what you're talking about. And it's there are people out there that just firmly believe that. It's well, the CDC is telling us what to do. You don't even need to think about it, man. Right. It's yeah, but how many times have they gotten it wrong? Every single step of the way. So
yeah, if I have to hear the word modeling one more time and pretend like I believe it,
oh yeah, this is what our modeling shows us here. Fucking.
Is it clay at this point? Is it actually clay?
Yeah, it's.
I would love to see these models just somebody in the
And then the justification around other things. So I saw this article. It was like
blocking aisles in a store.
No, the justification around things like when Texas initially, or when Florida initially completely opened up, individuals predicted that within 2 weeks there would be a complete other wave of death.
COVID-idiots.
No, this
COVID-idiots.
Yeah, but this was literally the article was when Florida initially opened up, people believed that within 2 weeks there was predictions that within 2 weeks people would be dying. Blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
And it's like, why isn't it happening? And then they go through it and they're like, well, maybe
here's the excuses why.
Yeah, and it's like the governor's orders either A, didn't affect people and they still continued to wear masks, and because masks do work, and then they show this, and then because they obviously work, so if they aren't wearing masks, why haven't the numbers changed? Or they're saying that it just didn't matter, that people just didn't listen, that it's like, oh, the governor it doesn't matter, the governor doesn't lift the orders, the people do what they want to do. And it's like, so you're saying the people in Florida are smart?
yeah.
It's just not a stereotype. I don't know. Like,
the worst part is, like at the beginning of this, they looked at the places that didn't like lock down early, and like they were the idiots. You know, Florida were the idiots. Texas was the idiots. But we know why. It's because they were the Trump states, and it was all to do with the election at the time. But now they're the ones open, living their fucking lives, laughing at us.
Yeah.
Like, straight up, we're being, like, laughed at by comedians.
Well, I think it was, Sweden? Like, they never even locked down at all.
Yeah, but they got excuses for that, though. That's what I mean. The arguments you have for everyone on both sides, really, like, there's always going to be a fucking counterpoint. Like, and it's always going to be an excuse that can't be proved. It's going to come down to, like, an excuse that, like, either can't be proved or, like, they're not going to let it be proven. You know?
Yeah, because even, like,
it's like how 9/11's still being talked about, even though it's way the fuck over. Like, COVID's going to be talked about even when it's way the fuck over with. The people are going to be still having arguments about it. Still people are going to be bitching online about masks for fucking years to come, even when it's over.
Yeah.
Even when they tell you it's totally fine not to wear a mask, there's still going to be people wearing masks because they cannot be wrong.
Yeah, well,
they cannot be wrong.
The big thing now is like, well, you have to still wear a mask to prove that you're not a Republican, right? Because only Republicans would be walking around without a mask on.
Right. And like, I hate how it's so political. It doesn't need to be at all.
No, I know.
It's literally, it should be the opposite of
like
political.
all the terms
like,
anti this and anti this is just like, what do you? I hate the term anti-masker because it's like, what do you mean anti-masking? Like, anti-mask is what we were 2 years ago. That you're talking about a normal thing. You're talking about just being normal. And like the anti-vaccine too, it's like, listen, like, I got every other vaccine ever that I was supposed to get.
Well, I've got normal vaccines. I don't get the flu shot.
I've never got a flu shot either.
No flu shot, gang. No
flu shot. You know what? I have got the flu before though. I won't like lie about it. I've got the flu twice in my whole life, and it was all very like, it was like 2 years ago and like 4 years ago.
Knock on wood. Like I get sick like once a year, twice a year maybe.
Yeah, me too.
And it'll be like off like a cold for like a week.
And everyone gets the cold.
Yeah. But I'm not like bedridden sick or anything.
I'd almost be worried if you didn't get a cold.
Right. Yeah. I've gotten sick though. I've gotten sick. I've gotten the flu, and I've gotten the flu shot before in my life. It's not like I've never gotten the flu shot, and that's not like those years specifically I was any better off than any other year.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those situations where that's a virus that mutates.
The one thing too is like, does someone get a flu shot and then go, now I don't have to be healthy anymore?
Yeah.
You know? Or do you think if they didn't get a flu shot, would they be like, I should be healthier? Just to, you know what I mean? So what's really more beneficial?
Well, the things, there's so
I'm
many,
not saying everyone does.
There's so many things that make you question this, though. Like, all of the incentives that have come out, the literal lotteries.
I know what you mean.
Like, all that. And then,
but, like, again, though, their argument is to get everyone vaccinated. So, like, to them, it makes total sense.
It's just creepy. It's creepy.
I think with West Virginia, if you go get your vaccine, they'll give you a gun.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's somewhere giving out guns.
That's a sweet deal. That's actually kind of a sweet deal. Because, like, at least you can protect yourself from the government.
Just like in Toronto, where they were allowing 12-year-olds without their parents, anyone 12 year and up, being able to go and get their vaccine while offering food such as ice cream and sweets.
Yeah, and they're still doing that stuff. So
yeah,
show called
Fix Your Broken Family.
Utopia, and it sounds kind of eerily similar to going on.
Yeah, you showed me that clip. It's kind of whack. Have you seen that clip?
You perpetuate something to make you need a vaccine, and the vaccine like the thing of it, like they give you the vaccine, but then the guy turns out to find out it's like actually a sterilizing thing.
Yeah.
So to slow down human population and to
children
a gap.
Yeah, right?
The
Ever seen
gap of
Children of
lesser
Men?
births and slow down the fucking
That's also
line
the
of
plot
babies
of Children
being-
of Men.
Yeah. It's kind of like that's one of the twists. But yeah.
That movie's crazy.
Yeah, it's a good movie, though.
I went into that movie, too, like, not even knowing. Like, it was just like, hey, let's watch this. And we turned it on, and it's just like, what an adventure that was.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I've only ever seen it once, too, and it's so fucking burned into my brain. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I've seen it a few times, but it is...
Did we
burned
talk
in there
about
as
this
well.
already, I think? Maybe?
We might
Is it
have.
like, it's all the stuff that's going on in the background? That's really the killer of that movie, right?
True. No, we didn't talk about
Oh,
it.
no, but yeah, like all the stuff, you know, like the, you know, in the city when it's like going down, and then it's like when they get the resistance and stuff. Like it's all the stuff that like they're going by, you know, all the stuff that's happening in the background that really like paints the picture of like.
Oh, of like the society that they're living in
Yeah.
at that time.
Yeah.
And it's like,
So you really have to pay attention to that stuff, like the background stuff.
I have not watched that movie in a long time. So
Yeah,
I'll probably rewatch it sometime maybe.
Sounds like a rewatch.
Yeah,
Or it
we
might
might.
scare you
Yeah.
right now though. Might
Well,
not be the time to watch that.
a little bit too parallel
Might
with
hit a bit
society.
home right now.
We don't live in like Portland or anything, so
That's true.
it's not like we have to look outside and see the same things going on.
You're coming in hot.
So I
Coming
hate.
hot. Fuck Portland.
Hey! All you long.
Although I would like them to be Denver, but whatever.
Yeah, all you long-haired hippies get a job.
Longest.
You see the
hippiest
Long-haired
person in the
hippies.
room, I think. But
Yeah, see,
Are
see
they
that
the ones
sign?
that
though?
legalize like every drug?
Is that-
something like that?
no, that's Portugal.
No, like a state recently.
No, yeah, I
like,
think it was.
A state
yeah.
did.
Yeah.
It was Portland.
Yeah, Oregon, right?
Oregon, I think. Is
Yeah, I think it was Oregon.
Oh, sorry, yeah, state.
I don't know my states well, so don't.
No, it's state of
don't
Oregon.
come at me.
But yeah, that's where I've seen that. So it's.
I
kinda
know a
like,
lot of
yeah.
states, just not where they are on the map.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what happens
I
when
think
you're
I'm okay with some geography. Wow, there's a map in my room, so it does have
Oh, there
some
you
things
go.
fucking
burned.
No,
in.
burn in my
map.
brain just from looking at it so
Yeah,
often.
Sam's room is a 5th grade classroom.
Yeah, I'm so sophisticated. Sports jerseys on the wall, you know,
Yeah.
movie posters.
6th grade classroom.
Fucking sick. My room is my temple. It's my cove, my cave.
Yeah. I remember my old room. Did you share a room when you were young?
No.
No, I had to share a room with my brother when we were real young.
Same here. Yeah, it was fun.
My sister can still buy children's clothing.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she could. She's like, she can shop. If my sister had a backpack on, you'd think she was like on a field trip.
That's funny.
For sure. One time someone came up to her in like a grocery store and thought she was a lost kid.
It's like, are you
I'm not
okay?
even making that up. I'm not making that up. Someone came up to her and like was like, "Excuse me," and then she turned around. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I thought you were a fucking
I'm sorry.
kid who was lost.
Making sure you were okay.
Oh my god! Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
Could you imagine someone thinking you were a toddler looking for your parents?
That's pretty.
I'd be
rough.
like, "What day is it?"
how old am I?
Yeah, like what's happening?
I don't even know. Yeah, it's weird. People get like any abnormality, and it's so crazy how impactful it. Like how in it.
I don't like how people think they gotta step in all the time now too. You know, like someone like had to step in to save my sister.
Oh,
Like she was
yeah.
a lost toddler. It's just like someone had to step in. Like everyone's always gotta step in now.
Dude,
Brendan Schaub was telling a story about how he's like helping this fat guy because he saw him fall over, but I guess like it happens all the time. And he was like, "Nah, man, like don't worry, like I'll fix it." And he's like, "Nah, like I think we're gonna help you." And, like ambulances came, fire truck came, and, like it was like this whole ordeal. They had to like shut down the street and blah blah blah. And he was just like,
Man,
"I told you shouldn't have helped me." And fucking like he was not grateful at all. Like he made it 10 times worse. Like everyone knew the guy and everything. It's like there you go. It's
Oh.
like that's what I get for helping. But
yeah.
sometimes people don't want your help.
cause more trouble than you really know.
Sometimes people just don't need help.
Yep. This reminds me of a video that I just watched of this like South African. She's a black woman, but like a South African immigrant. She's living in the U.S. and she like just finished college recently.
Okay.
And she was discussing how she is no longer woke, and
Oh.
yeah, and
So she's asleep.
yeah, she's sleeping.
Hey.
She's
Sam,
now
where
she's
were you
now
on that one?
asleep.
No, I was trying to think because like being woke now is like the being asleep now, and like actually being not woke is like almost like the new woke.
Dude, that was meta as fuck.
Right?
I almost can't even understand
Sleep,
that.
bro. Sleep.
Sleep.
That's so sleep.
Oh, shit.
Ignorance is sleep.
But yeah, no, she was just discussing that values of forgiveness were always instilled in her just through like the message of Nelson Mandela and other political figures that she was around growing up.
Okay.
But when she got into college, like she was older and had moved to the United States, and like in college, the idea of like critical race theory is really drilled into your head, and critical theory in general, and just like the idea.
What do you mean? What critical theory?
Looking at things, I guess.
Like critical thinking?
Critically?
No, like so the idea that like there's an inherent privilege that comes with being white throughout like societal standards and just like different socially engineered ideologies that are only really associated with American culture.
Sure, okay.
Right? Not
1 + 1 isn't 2.
Exactly. Yeah, we're gonna get into
Yeah.
And so when she was talking, it was like it was really strange. Like, but like eventually she just became like overwhelmed with it. And that's like that was her life. So that's what she was always thinking about. That's what she was doing. And she was describing like thinking about this. So she was like a little act of going to the store. I'd leave my house and I'd be walking down the street and say I'd have 20 interactions. But if only one of those interactions, somebody happened to look at me the wrong way, or somebody didn't hold the door for me, or something, I would internalize that as actual racism or sexism, because every single thing about you is something that somebody else hates. So, like, because she's a woman, because she's black, that's the only reason that somebody would be going out of their way to be doing these things to her. And she's like, so like, and no matter what happened, it would like she'd be thinking about it. So like, even if there's, like I said, 20 interactions, it's that one thing, and it would eat at her, it would weigh on her, and she'd go back home and she'd be thinking about that one person. And she said, now think about this, that was just a walk to the store. So like, you have to live your entire life like this, everywhere you go, at all times, every single thing you do, just worrying and thinking that every single person is doing that directly against you because of inherent things that you can't change.
Right.
And she was just talking about like how it eventually just came to a point where like, it was weighing on her life, like to the point where she couldn't actually do other things. She said the first semester after Trump...
She was always thinking about it.
Yeah, after Trump got elected, she said that she had to continuously like ask for extensions on her papers and stuff because she wasn't able to focus and able to like actually complete her work or anything, because her whole life was just inundated with thinking about this stuff. Like she said, she'd go onto Twitter and she would continuously email or like tweet at the like moderators and stuff on Twitter, being like, you got to get Ben Shapiro off of Twitter, like why is he here, blah blah blah. And she's like, I used to do this to like, she's like, what's her name, Ann Coulter? She's like, I don't even know what she does, but I used to sit there all day being like, Ann Coulter is literally killing me. Like, and she's like I don't even know who she is, but she used to sit there all day and like just be like, she has to go, she has to be taken off, like, and just came to
like she kind of like genuinely like feels like she was tricked.
100% brainwashed, like yeah.
And this is by Nelson Mandela's teaching, you're saying?
No.
Oh, sorry.
No. I'll get back. No.
Okay, I was like,
no. Nelson
He was actually an asshole.
yeah, I was like, it doesn't sound right.
Nelson Mandela was the president of South Africa.
Yeah.
But he had he taught more like things about like forgiving individuals that have done you wrong and stuff. Like the complete opposite. Like basically like.
Oh, so you're saying like she grew up like that, but then she came to college.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
And basically what she said is it just came to a point where it overwhelmed her too much, and she had to like figure out, because she was Christian, she got into like this whole thing where she was
because it made her go
like,
back on like all the things that she believed in. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
And she said that she prayed and then like she talked to God and all this, but none of that really matters to the actual story.
Was God?
Pardon?
How was God?
Said he was good.
Okay.
But eventually she came to the realization that what she needed to do was forgive the people. That she's like, I actually, like so many people, like people that, like she's, like she said, she still
Super
has,
deep.
yeah, but she still has connections with people that like, at that time, like they wouldn't even have known, but like she held like a deep resentment towards them, but just for like regular things that they don't even know that they did, and like they weren't even supposed to be negative.
They might not have even been doing that.
No, it was just that she held on to it so hard. So she said she just like wrote down everything.
Like a teddy bear.
Yeah.
It's almost like a teddy bear.
Yeah.
Hey.
So she like wrote down everything and just tried to let it go. And anytime that like she would have a thought that would come back up that she would be like holding on to, she'd just write it down and try to let it go. Because like you said, she's like, she can still remember a lot of the stuff, but it just doesn't weigh on her anymore. It's just like it doesn't matter. Because none of it mattered. Like, and it didn't matter. Like that was the whole thing. Like she was
making it up.
he's making it all up, of course,
like
because
she was just making it up.
Everybody's kind of writing their own like narrative.
Yeah.
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 Especially when you take a step back and you realize,
that's more so what it was, right? Like she was just like creating a story.
Yeah. So
Like,
when you take a step out of that thing, no, it's not like she was creating a story for no reason, though. It was because everything that she had been taught was that this is how life is. Because like it's critical race theory. It's not. That's not just the way life is. It's not just like you go out there and inherently everybody is going to feel this way based on this.
It's a theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
somebody just made it up.
And when she removed herself from that, she realized just how brainwashed she was, and just how
how much it didn't make sense.
How she was making the narrative up. How it wasn't, that isn't reality. She was just seeing it
somehow being able to figure that out, rationalizing it, right?
Yeah.
Huh. That's pretty crazy, to be honest. Like you don't hear like those stories.
No,
or someone.
Of course not. Why did you hear stories like that?
Well, because it's important.
I know.
Well, why would they promote stories like that, right?
I'm being
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, that is a weird thing. Like you're saying, like, what is someone who's full on still in that train of thought say to someone like her? Like, what's their argument to someone like her who's like, listen, I've been through it, and I'm telling you that it doesn't matter.
I watched another one of her videos because I was like, wow, this girl seems pretty smart.
Right.
And she was talking about anti-racism.
Okay.
And she was talking about
like speaking up, like silence.
Yeah,
silence.
Speaking up about like and people who are like consider themselves anti-racist and stuff.
Yeah.
And what she said about that, I would relate to what you could do to talk to the people that are inundated with this other ideology. So it's like she says that she skates a lot, and she like even though there's like there's like a stereotype
It's
of
like
a lot of
on
like,
ice?
no, like skateboarding.
Oh.
So like there's like a
Didn't know
stereotype.
that.
Yeah. There are lots of like it's a pretty
A lot of girls skateboard.
Yeah, nowadays especially.
Tons.
It's a pretty multicultural
Like
place.
more than guys.
Yeah.
I'd
Probably
say so.
not, but
like longboarding stuff.
they do it in good groups. I feel like girls do it in a lot of packs. They run in packs.
Sure, guys would do that too, though.
Yeah, but I don't see them. I mean, I feel like I see the girl packs like a lot.
True. Longboard girl pack.
Maybe because they just like they literally need to get around now. Like I feel like everything was so walking distance when we were young, and now everything's fucking riding distance.
Yeah.
They just got lazier.
True.
I was random. I think for the other day.
I cut you off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's alright. I cut you off. I just thought of the idea here. It's like people are like, oh, you'll never guess who I saw the other day. It's like, no, I won't. Fucking tell me. Like,
no, I'm not going to. No,
Anyone.
yeah, like, or guess what happened? A million things could have fucking happened. Like, I know, like, people all guilty of using it, but it's just like,
guess what? It's like,
no.
Infinity.
No thanks.
I don't know.
Yeah,
you tell me. You don't want to bring it up in the first place. So, sorry.
Imagine someone got it right, though, and it's just like, well...
Oh, okay.
Then they're the asshole.
Yeah.
They get it right, 1 in a million guess, then they're the asshole. Well, if you fucking guessed
it's like a double positive thing you can ask somebody, because however they say it, it's going to come back to you being like, yeah. I need to respond now.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. It's like an automatic way to, like, make someone feel dumb, too, if they get it wrong. Like,
yeah.
Well, I guess so.
Okay, so she skates.
This girl skates, yeah. Skateboarding isn't inherently racist, like a racist culture. I think it's pretty, like, diverse.
I didn't even suspect that for a second.
No, I don't think that it is at all. I think that, if anything, it's probably the least, like, ist culture there is.
Maybe.
And, yeah.
If anything, it just probably comes from class. Like, lower class probably skateboarded more than upper class.
I really don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
Interesting. I think they probably did because it was, again, a form of transportation for some, where rich people had cars.
Maybe not transportation.
Rich teenagers had cars.
I know people like other sports for like escaping, but I think skating is like different in that where like there's only just like skate parks you can kind of go around town and shit.
It depends on when we're talking
cities,
about.
I think people genuinely use skateboards to get around.
I think it depends
like
on when we're talking about too, like what period of time, perhaps. Like
sure,
because I only knew skateboarding because like Tony Hawk.
Yeah,
but like it's still relatively young.
Like there was a small group of skateboarders in town.
Yeah,
but like that's kind of it.
True.
And like they just skateboarded all over town. So obviously,
I was terrible at skateboarding growing up. Terrible. I didn't really try that hard at it, but terrible.
That was bad.
Well,
I did like 2 ollies and that was it.
You use your board to get around, obviously, but like if you grew up skating, especially like throughout the 90s.
See, I would argue that those rich people don't, because they would just drive to the skate park and ride their skateboard.
But this is what I'm saying. Like in skate culture, like you don't like. If I was to go out for the day, I'd grab my board and you go out and you're skating on the street. Like you skate street. So like
some people do.
Not much anymore though. Like that's what I mean. Like so like I don't know about today's
bullies and shit. Probably
bullies.
It seems like
they're not allowed. There's probably a lot of places they're not allowed to skate anymore.
A lot of places we weren't allowed to skate then. We just had balls.
Grind on that sick rail and get out of here.
No, but
get down the stairs.
Probably
quickly grind it.
I'm sure they just like throughout the laws made it easier to find those kids and stuff like that, or to get them kicked out or something.
There's like security and stuff around, but it's like they do a lot of things like put up those.
I know what you mean. Like I follow lots of photographers that are always like going to places until they get kicked out, because they're still not technically trespassing, but they're not technically following the rules either, I guess, because it's private property.
Yeah.
So,
but they put those like studs or like fucking round things over, so you just can't actually use them.
Yeah. Yeah, like people just became savvier to it. Do you think skateboarding is less popular than it was? I would say it is, just because I haven't seen no Tony Hawk games come out. They had to remaster the old ones, Cass, to get all the old folks back on board.
Yeah. Well, there's like...
and video games are popping more than ever.
No, there was those like skate games too. I think
you're right with that VR Tony Hawk idea, though. If that fucking comes out, that would be
pretty damn good.
Yeah.
That was funny. You know, ran into my TV.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Like, I never like from my perspective.
You did too. You was real close.
From my perspective, like
you did hit it. You did touch it.
I couldn't see me, but like if I was from the outside looking in, like in my head, what I feel like it looked like was just me going. Just like full head on, just like
you probably went from me to my chair.
I was going, man. Like if you guys hadn't have said anything, like I'm so glad you started yelling, because like, I was just running, like I was just in that world. Like I was like, I gotta get out of here. There's nothing else I can do. I'm just gonna have to run. Like,
yeah, that's the thing about the VR, man. You kind of like you've seen videos of people like running into shit,
and you're like, how could you?
And you're like, how could you possibly do that? And then you put it on, and you're like,
oh yeah, I get it. Like even like I have like a roller coaster thing, and like even like some of them like there's different difficulties you can set on. Be like, oh, like set it on this difficulty if you get really motion sickness, but put it on this one, like it stables the camera more and stuff like that. Because you're like,
I've seen that there's like chairs you can buy now too, like the fucking chairs that fucking move. So if you were in VR, we wanted like a game that seats you, like a driving game, like you'd be like,
so like break me down what I need. What I need to get that experience that I had.
Internet,
the Oculus,
and the Oculus. That's it.
Yeah,
and a phone, and that phone.
You don't.
Or can you do everything?
I'm sure you can do
everything on the Oculus itself.
Like, it's like an operating system.
Yeah, there's like an app you can download for free. It's a free app. You just sync up.
So you don't have to use the app.
No.
So everything is on the Oculus.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Like, it's like it's like the operating system kind of.
So
it's like taking a console and just there and having an app.
So do you when you download a game? Do you download a game, or is it all streamed?
I think yeah.
Like, do you download a game to the headset?
Yeah. Like,
are you sure?
To like your account.
Are you positive about that?
Not 100%, but like
because I think it's streaming like Stadia.
Yeah, but I think you both just said the same thing. He thinks that he downloads it to an account and then he accesses the account from the headset.
No.
Like you're getting the actual game, but then when you're streaming the game when you have it. If that makes any sense.
Okay, well that is the same thing because you're still streaming. You are not downloading if you're streaming. That's my point.
Well, you still have to get it.
Nope.
You just have
you are downloading nothing. That's my point. If you're just streaming,
you downloaded the launcher to the extension that's giving you the game that you're streaming it from, so you don't have to go directly to their website.
You're not. No.
What am I clicking then?
See, because I have Stadia, and that's what Stadia is. Like Stadia, it's all based on your account. It's all linked to your account. So the second, because I can play on my phone, I can play on the
I can't play games on my phone.
Well, that's maybe just because it doesn't support it though. Like that's the thing with Stadia, like just it supported it, right? But the system, like if you didn't have internet, could you play a game?
I haven't tried it, so I wouldn't know.
Well, that would decide that.
That would be the defining factor. But I'm saying that the icon that got downloaded to your account gives you a link so that you don't have to go to a specific spot. You didn't actually download anything.
Well, like I can't play Stadia if I don't have internet. That's what I mean. Like you're not downloading anything.
No, you're streaming it from their servers.
You don't even have anything to download onto, is what I mean. Like that's what I'm saying. Like he might not be downloading anything onto the Oculus ever.
Oh, no. That's still what I think we're talking about. He just has an account that the Oculus can access. Like that's the
yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like
But I'm just being
I
facetious.
bought.
I'm saying that the fucking icon that shows up that you click to open up that game is what you've downloaded.
No,
Yeah, but I'm saying that's not even true.
It does take stuff
It's
on
just
it,
an
'cause,
image,
Like,
it's
the one
just a
I
link.
bought is like a certain
Stream.
amount of gigabytes. Like I could have bought a better one to have more gigabytes and have more room.
on the headset.
Yeah,
So you do download them. Then.
yeah. Like maybe not like all games, but like because there's other media. I
Like,
guess
does
you
it
could say
have
you
a
can get
hard
on.
drive?
You can put like photos and stuff on it and stuff as well.
Okay.
But we're all just saying this, and there's somebody out there that's just like, yeah, well, everything
you
you're
guys are
saying
fucking
is
idiots.
wrong. Like we're
You
all
guys are
just
fucking
talking,
idiots.
Like, no.
Well, if we had a
what
fucking
else
young
is new?
Jamie, it would work. Right?
Yeah.
We'd have to
Hey.
answer our question.
Come on, someone tell us.
Keep saying that could be you. We need that person.
Yeah,
Building the team, you know.
yeah,
Young Jamie.
Well, he's not his old Jamie, but it's still funny. He's young Jamie.
yeah. Yeah, he's got gray hair now. So,
What do you guys think about Joe Rogan?
what do I think about him, just in general?
No, not him, but his podcast.
In general,
Yeah.
or just like how it's been lately, in a way, or just in general.
Both. No.
I think his guests have not nearly been as good as they used to be. I don't know why that is. Probably due to COVID travel restrictions and shit. I'm gonna assume.
Yeah.
But I always appreciate when he's got like a comedian I like on. I'll check that out. And you know,
haven't
it's kind
watched one in
of
a
every other
long time.
expert just has to be like a niche thing if I'm interested in or not.
Like,
Yeah.
I know it's still easy to get to on like Spotify and stuff like that. But ever since he went on YouTube, like
Yeah,
I didn't really watch him.
I've tuned into a couple, but like I'm not. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
other podcasts more now. That's all. He
Yeah.
was like an OG and like it got us into the world, I think, in a way. But I feel like there's a like he's a talk show now, right? Like it's an interview most of the time.
Yeah. Unless
Some-
it's people he has on, like,
Sometimes I
repeat guests.
really just like the humor. Like I listen to a lot of comedy podcasts for the most part, so I like waking up and laughing.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Like I genuinely enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
I feel like
Well, that's-
sometimes.
Why? What do you think about it?
I haven't watched it lately. I didn't know that that it changed so much. Or like if you're saying that it's more like he's doing like interview style where he's like asking the guests specific questions
Well,
more
no,
so
they're the
based
same,
on
but it's just like
Well, it's
because
for him,
they're
too.
so.
He always wants like interesting people on. I feel like, and sometimes I don't always not interesting people, but like
And I
I
never-
don't want to hear some like neuroscientists talk about something.
Yeah,
I want to
certain
see him
things.
shoot the shit with somebody else.
Yeah.
But I mean-
I'd more so. That's a better way to put it, Sam. I'd more so rather see him shoot the shit with people than like. I don't know. Like
So
I said,
why do you do what you do?
yeah.
not that he does that.
Yeah.
but
No,
yeah.
but yeah, and then like even like try to ask questions. That's what I was gonna say. Like the whole reason that Joe
But
Rogan was
again, that's
popular,
probably just because of certain guests that he gets on, where he literally is just like, well, what do I talk to about this person? So maybe it's to do with like, don't get those guests on that you're literally going to be like, I don't know, just kind of reaching for stuff to talk about versus like the people that you already know you're going to have a great conversation with.
Yeah, like we
Yeah.
are having now.
Yeah.
Hey, gotta plug yourselves, you know.
They're already
Plug.
watching.
Are they right now? Comment right now if you're watching.
If
They
you
never
were-
do.
I know, right? But one of these times we're like, yeah,
I never do.
people have.
We have to do a giveaway. By the way, next episode, we're going to start it. We'll
Yeah.
start the...
Because I'm hoping one of the parts of the giveaway will finally be coming in by the time next episode comes out.
Did you order something or some shit?
No, like the thing I'm getting ordered, like the
Just bleep it
Instagram
out.
account, like the smooth my balls thing.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
yeah. So like,
did forget about
and
that.
I've been seeing other people like who are tagged by that and got the same kits and some of their podcasts and stuff. So I'm like,
True.
like come on.
Dope.
I even thought that would just rack up a couple extra views and follows by tag with that. So
Yeah, Sam got like a
it's like a manscaping
a manscaping
kit. Like
kit.
a personal grooming kit.
Yeah.
It's called Smooth My Balls.
different company.
Yeah. And then like we'll like yeah, spoiler alert, they're gonna be like we'll have like a code like I'm not sure what the code will be yet for like 20% off
It's really just Sam's.
on it.
Sam's Claude.
Sam's code.
Every time
So like, hey, we're sponsored by Smooth My Balls. Enter promo code NA and get 20% off.
I wonder if that means we can never be sponsored by Manscaped, though.
Well, if Manscaped kept knocking, I would drop these guys in a heartbeat and go to fucking Manscaped. I'm sorry, but we're not officially sponsored yet, so they're not watching this.
So
It'd be neat. Imagine doing an ad, like, the way that they do their ads.
Yep.
It'd be hard.
Yeah.
just to do like an ad read for the.
Yeah. And to like make an ad.
I mean, if you watch,
I guess sometimes they give you shit.
I do.
Yeah, they usually give you those. They give you what to say. Like
some people are just good at it, I guess, and they kind of take. Do you watch Tim Dillon?
Yeah, I don't watch Tim Dillon often, but I know who Tim Dillon is.
Funny.
Yeah. He's a funny guy.
I feel like you would like him a lot.
He does like, cause he's on radio as well, so he does like ad reads and like stuff fairly often, and like he just kind of segues them into conversation instead of being like, "This episode is brought to you by," like those kind of come up casually. That's kind of the way you should do them, so it's not like
and
so bland.
That's why I like the comedy podcasts. They're always like, it's always on the back of their head because they're so good at jokes and stuff. So if someone always mentions someone, they're always just like, fucking, what's promo code? They'll say the website promo code Chris D Chaos or whatever it is, you know? Like they're always on their game.
Well,
what's your favorite podcast right now? You watch the Pat McAfee show.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite one I watch right now.
I don't have any podcasts that like I love to watch. I hate watch that H3 podcast.
You hate watch it?
Yeah, I know. Every time I click it, like I haven't liked it in so long.
Like
I used to watch
cringe
it. I
content. Like
it's no, I don't even know, man. I used to like it.
He has like the salt and pepper hair or whatever.
Yeah, Ethan Klein.
Would I recognize him?
Maybe.
I don't know. I've seen him interview just a few like artists and stuff. That
he used to make funny reaction videos like way back, but it's just the
claim to fame.
He's just super political and like super far left and relentless in the way that he thinks that he's like really smart, but also says things like, you don't even got to think about it, bro. Like we just said. And
don't even got to think about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so
sweet.
It's like, I don't know.
That's an easy answer.
I would just like it if he was just like doing normal funny stuff instead of always talking about like political things. Like that's not what I wanted to actually like, this is not what this podcast used to be, you know what I mean? Just kind of like,
you know what that just made me think of? Hot take. Got a hot take for you.
Ooh, hot take. I thought that was a show.
Hot take.
Hot take. You know they're always fucking great for me. So they're usually probably the exact opposite, but do you think that like the people how we mentioned before that are just like listening because it's easy and stuff, do you think like they're doing it because it's easy and it's like, you know, like the black square thing? People posted the black square because it was like the easiest, laziest possible way that someone could stick up for a cause and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, it's like,
but
hey,
not be caught out for not
it.
doing anything.
So do you think it's almost like a similar thing where it's just like, hey, it's the laziest, easiest thing I could possibly do is just listen and keep like the blind eye, like an ignorance is bliss type of thing?
I don't know, because it's like they're weak individuals, right?
Oh, that's shots fired.
Well, they are. Anyway, if you're
do you
white,
think that? Do you 100% think that like anyone who believes that the whatever's going on is just a weak individual?
What I believe is
that's a bit of a stretch. I think.
What I
like
believe is that if virtue signaling hard, but I'm saying if you are told that you as a white person are inherently racist, and you have no firm grounds in your own ideological beliefs to say, no, I'm not.
I would agree with that.
Then you're a spineless coward. And
I would agree with that.
You're weak.
I would agree with that.
And personally, like, I don't agree with critical race theory. I actually saw a post that I had said, Facebook memory from like 2 years ago, and I was like, I grew up my entire life believing that I was on equal playing field with all these people around me. I was like, when the hell did this happen? I just out of nowhere, all of a sudden, I guess white people are just better than I am.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It is crazy. It is crazy.
Like inherently thinking that you have white privilege just because you're white, like that's the most racist thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, like you're automatically just like I'm up here.
If you say anything back or give any kind of resistance, crazy. You're just proving yourself right. You're just proving yourself right because why are you so passionate about it? It's like what the fuck? Like
they like that's. I hate when it's like a lose-lose.
So
it's a lose-lose.
But so to answer your question, right? I think that they're weak because it's an easy way to fly under the radar and just virtue signal, like Sam just said.
I guess when you do put it that way, it does sound very weak. Yeah.
Yeah. the best thing that girl that I said, that was telling the South African girl, in another video, one thing that she had said was that if you feel that way, like a lot of people do have internalized racism. Maybe one time when they were a kid, they wrote the N-word on some kid's locker or something, and like they've been thinking about that. Now that all this is going around, they're like, oh wow, like maybe I was racist, blah blah blah. So it's like they do all this stuff to virtue signal. It's like, go and apologize to that dude. Like do something. Like actually do something. Don't sit here and virtue signal, because that's not doing anything to anyone.
Sure.
Like you see pictures of like a slummy area, and it was like before social media virtue signaling, and then it was like after social media virtue signaling. It's the exact same place. No one's done anything.
Hey, I saw that book.
True. Yeah, because that's all it is.
Yeah,
it's just people putting up their hand. Right.
Yeah, it's like the whole whole indigenous situation going on right now. It's like crazy, like absolutely crazy. Yeah. But just for people just to all sit there and like. What? So everyone's just gonna switch their profile picture to an orange square for a week and then just forget about it?
You know what? To be fair, too, I only saw like 2 people do that. So like I don't think I saw it. Yeah, like a lot of people didn't jump onto it.
Well, there was a lot of the posts I was seeing on like Instagram stories
because people actually did take action. You know, like I mean, to an extent, but it's better than nothing though. Like you said,
it's better than nothing.
It's better than that. It's better than that.
It is, and. The thing is,
they walked here, like they did like a big walk and stuff there. Yeah, and that's to your point. Like,
do something. Yeah, and like the whole thing is as well. Go do something if it's warranted, and to raise awareness for something like an actual cause. Like, okay, so we found out that this happened, right? Nobody out there. This is the same thing when everything went down when Black Lives Matter started with George Floyd. Not one person is saying that, oh, well, just screw those kids. Everybody's like, yo, that's messed up. Yeah. Like, no, whoa.
Like, everyone agrees.
Everybody agrees. Yeah. There's not one person, not one group of people out there that are like, yeah, that's fine.
Well, I think it's not like I knew about, like, it entirely, but I always knew that, like Native got the very, very short end of the stick.
Yeah.
Even in history of people coming to North America, like they've been fucked for years. And
I think their whole argument though is the fact
being in Canada is that's your fault.
Yeah.
Because there always was those schools and shit like that. Like I remember hearing about those and all that stuff. So like.
Yeah, I think it's the fact that they try to hide it all, I think, right? Like, it's all the fact that they tried to cover it up and try and hide it all. And
this is I'm not educated in either of these, obviously, but, like, kind of how, I'm going to say this, not, like, slavery, per se, in, like, in the States, is, like, that was their big fucking, like, taboo thing they did in history. That was, like, why'd you guys have people slaves in the South and shit like that?
Yeah.
Canada's mistreatment of Aboriginal, like Native. That might be the same kind of comparison per se. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Something there's like crazy.
Maybe not comparison, but like
Yeah.
Like
so I feel like it'll come up for like what those like keep saying plantation. People have like a weddings at plantations, but you're having a wedding at a fucking place where there was slaves. Like, I wonder when someone's gonna have a wedding on like a native reserve, or that'll be something, or like I don't know.
Well, I don't think that happens very often.
Yeah, I know what I mean, but like stuff like that.
Not in the band.
Yeah. But either way, like the point with this whole situation that makes it a little bit different, and that like you see individuals that are very passionate, but most of the people that I've seen on Facebook that are super passionate about it are Native, so that's good for you. Exactly. I'd be fucking passionate about it too. 100%. But it allows for the conversation to open up. Like if you're just like, this brings back to what I didn't end up saying about that South African girl and how you could like bridge. No. It all comes full circle, right? How you could like relate to individuals who are still in that mindset or whatever, and just like how you said, you don't know much about Native relations within Canada and stuff. Right. So it's like, you know some, but you don't know a whole in-depth
I'm not fully by any means.
Yeah, and so no matter what situation you're going into, you need to go in with love, because if you're going to talk to a racist person, they hate you. So
Sure.
if going in with hate is not
Fire-
going to stop that,
so
right?
fire with fire,
If you
yeah.
go on to someone who doesn't know anything about native relations, and then you go in there angrily and being like, "You're the cause of this. You're the problem." It's like, okay, like you're not going to change my mind. Then, like you're not. You're not even. You're literally pushing my mind.
This
in a
could kind of lead
direction.
into like, you know, I don't know if you saw where I was tagging Pacini and stuff on Instagram. Yeah, and it was just like, it was to start a conversation.
Yeah.
That's all it was. And like, I got messages from people being like, "Oh, that fucking guy, you know, I hate that guy. Like he hasn't," and it's just like, I get where you guys are coming from, but that's not what I'm doing.
Right.
Like, I know you guys think that that's what I'm doing, but literally all I was trying to do was get an answer out of this guy. And I had people messaging me being like, "Oh, I emailed him and never heard back," and I was like, okay, but like,
What did you say?
and like, look what I did, and I heard back. So maybe you just like, maybe you have to speak up louder. Maybe you had to do a little more to get his attention. You know what I mean? Like, and it worked. And you know what? His answer seems pretty rational. I'm not saying like I 100% agree with it and it's whatever, but like, he responded and it was a reasonable answer. And like, I was just asking for transparency and I got it, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
so it's just important to open up that conversation, like you were saying, like to come in with love, because I wasn't going in with hate. Like I was getting messages from people that are literally going in with hate, and maybe they have a reason to, like whatever.
But maybe go to kind of wrap this up. I'm gonna butcher this quote a little bit, but like,
Here we go, Sam.
the opposite of love isn't hate. The opposite of love was it apathy? Not or something like that, or not having like empathy for people or stuff like that. Or like, yeah, love and hate are kind of looked at that they're on two different levels, and people think they're equal when they're not. If that makes any sense.
I mean, you definitely did butcher that, but I know what you're saying.
Like, yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what apathy is, right?
I got the drum out for that.
Yeah,
It definitely was apathy.
yeah. So like, that's where people kind of get misconstrued.
Yeah, I feel you. The opening the conversation, coming in with love.
I've literally seen people, like, you might not keep this part in, but who knows. I've literally seen people here in Northumberland County just being so angry about Pacini and just being like, this racist, vile person, blah, blah, blah. And then they'll
insane.
And they'll quote what he's doing. And it's like, because he said, because he called a school board woke. An elementary school board woke. Because they wanted to introduce critical race theory. Okay. So he's racist and a misogynist and like all of these negative things, and it was like, that's what we're talking about. That,
All of a sudden he's Donald Trump.
literally,
right? Like,
because he opposes one thing that you have, like one ideological belief that you have, right?
I hate how people are just at each other's throats for.
This
I wonder if they're just Russian bots.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, do any of these people exist?
No, these are real
Do any of these
people
people
that
know? Have you seen them in on the street?
I've seen them in real life. That's what I was saying before, though. That's why when we said
All these
like,
people commenting on like today's Northumberland, it's like, have you seen any of those people?
yeah, we went to high school with some of them, and that's what I'm saying. Like
No, I know,
that is what I'm saying, because like that's when you sit there and you say like, is this even a real person? Like, how do you believe this? And then you think, but then you see someone that you're like, I know you. We went to high school together. Like, how are you blindly just saying this stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how are you sitting here? Every other person got my first dose.
Oh,
Fully vaccinated.
No,
Like,
you know what the craziest part about that is like, people can do that, like, whatever. I'm not actually even that bothered by that, but what I am bothered by is the people that post it and are like, ooh, got my 5G, or I got better connection. Because here's the thing, it's like, you're not allowed to make fun of people who died of COVID, but you can make fun of people who died of getting a vaccine all you want.
Right.
Like, there's people who have, died had complications from a vaccine, and it's like, oh, but you can make fun of those people all you want.
It just...
So that's literally one of the most hypocritical things I've seen, and it's like in the name of getting a vaccine too. So it's like, so it's, for personally, it's another thing that just makes it even more stigmatized, right? It's like,
Yeah.
there it is. There it is. You're allowed to be an asshole. All of a sudden, you have permission to be a little bit of an asshole, and it's like, what?
We all know that.
Listen, the only reason you're allowed to be an asshole is if you have a podcast.
Yeah, right. We all know.
If you're willing to say it out loud.
No, we all know that there are certain groups and classes of individuals who you can make fun of freely without any repercussion.
Like what?
White people, easy.
Damn it, you're actually going to list them.
men, super easy.
Yeah.
Right?
Rich people.
Rich people, easy. and Republicans.
I was going to say politicians.
Politicians, yeah, politicians as well, but not Democrats. You can't make fun of AOC openly without having some sort of backlash.
I mean, you can if you're a Republican.
Where it's, well, not where it's like accepted as just like a normal thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like in a conversation, it's not. I guess it depends on who you're having a conversation with, right?
I know nothing about AOC. Sorry. Go on.
She used to be a bartender.
All right.
She rose through the ranks.
I know that it stands for Cortez.
She just posted.
Is it Cortez?
Yeah, Alexandria Ocasio.
See, I don't know shit about politics.
Cortez.
I won't lie. I love
I
that
just
last
feel
name.
like politics
Cortez?
sounds it's like mental MMA.
Yeah.
All you do is just fight each other. There's no like
With semantics.
Yeah, with that it's just like
bullying each other with semantics. That's all it is.
Sometimes it's knockout. Sometimes it goes to decision. Like
all politics is rewording
mental
things.
gymnastics.
Rewording things to make it sound better.
Well, I'll put it to
That's all it is.
I'll put it to you this way, right? I don't like any politician, but
None.
No, there's not one that I like overly. Like
That's fair. I mean, I can't name one either.
Yeah.
Like, I don't idolize
Arnold
no
Schwarzenegger?
politician.
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah.
DeSantis.
Caitlyn Jenner.
He's the Florida one.
Yeah, this guy is like a Florida governor. Don't know much about him. I'm sure he's done negative things and positive
Yeah,
things.
you're right.
It's like they're all shit.
Yeah, you're right.
We're all human. We've all done shitty things.
Yeah.
I know the point you're getting at, though, is the type of person that would even want to be a politician. Right?
No, I'm getting at like this recent story that came out about AOC.
Okay.
I just said
You're being real
she
specific.
used to be a bartender. She's like an advocate for socialism. She's down for like
I know she's very extreme.
Redistributing the wealth of the wealthy and to try to help the impoverished, and she's all super fucking.
But where's the but?
Well, she posted a picture thinking that people are going to be on her side, saying that her grandmother's been like for the past year like living in squalid conditions, and her like house was all messed up from that port. She lives in Puerto Rico from whenever they had that hurricane and blah blah blah. And it's like, you are making bank. Help your grandmother. And like everyone's just like backlash. It's like, why would you just be like?
It's a very good point.
Like post a picture of your grandmother's like destroyed house, being like, no one's helping her. Blah, blah,
I bet you
like,
it wasn't her
Well,
grandmother.
wasn't it the same person who leads like the BLM group is fucking like fired now and stepped down or something like that?
Right.
Yeah, she had like over $2 million
Billions of
worth of properties and stuff. And like other people have brought up, that doesn't mean that she made over $2 million from Black Lives Matter. That just means that she had enough money to put down payments on those homes, which is a substantial amount.
But it was, where did she get the money?
Yeah, and then she tries to go, I've been doing book deals and I do this and I'm like a social media influencer.
Let's see the paper trail.
Let's see the receipts.
Let's see the receipt. You would have them. You would cop them as a business expense.
But then, once again, people turn around and they'll make every
Can we segue into crypto
justification.
real quick?
Yeah.
From that?
Yeah.
That's why, only for like 10 minutes. Is that cool? We cool?
Yeah.
Fucking, I think that's where crypto is going to be, where the average person who doesn't know anything about crypto is going to see the advantages of crypto. Because we're going to be able to see how the money gets spent. Because it's all going to be
documented.
Yeah, documented. So no one's going to be able to be like, where did you spend all of our tax dollars? Or like whatever. Like it's all going to be there. No discrepancies. No hush money. There won't be as much hush money. That's part of the cashless society problem, mind you, probably. But
that's what's kind of going with that. Is that kind of in favor of going to a cashless society and having...
I would say if it's...
some of your money being controlled by the government.
Where do you think more money is being stolen?
Oh, well, fucking hand over fist.
So it's like, what would you rather? What would you rather? A cash, like to have cash so that the government can't get their hands. That's why people love cash so much. Untraceable. Well, criminals anyway.
Big old briefcase full of cash.
But you know what I'm saying. Everyone likes cash.
I'd like to receive one
So
of
the
those
push
one day.
for that cashless society has always been like the fuck. But if that cashless society also means more trust in the system, is that worse?
Yeah.
Yeah? You think it is worse?
I don't need a system to trust, man. Like, the thing is, like...
Interesting.
Yeah, like, what do you mean? Like, that's literally, like...
I'm going to sell chickens, bro.
Like,
You're going to like it.
I don't know if it was you who said it, but somebody said this, and it stuck with me for sure, but it's like, there's never been one time in history where a population has given up freedom in order to gain more back.
Right. I don't think I said that. sounds way too wise for me. Like,
I say some wise
kudos
things
for that.
every now and again,
But- say that again. Sorry.
I don't think that there's been one time in history where a society has given up freedoms in order to gain more back.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know
never
if,
an even trade.
I don't think that having like making all of like the
like,
peace of mind that we get from knowing that a company can embezzle money like through donations doesn't outweigh the fact that all of my transactions are now being traced and are traceable and recorded just simply if you know who I am. Like you just look up if you knew what my wallet number was or whatever wallet I was using.
In the future, like, oh, like, you're in trouble? Or
I think it might
your
change to
entire
a
money
point at that
supply
point,
is
though.
frozen.
Like there will be like a privacy aspect, but there'll be like it'll just be like it'll be easy for the laws to break into it. That's all. You know what I mean? Like the average person will have privacy, but if access required, then just like it is now, RCMP can just rock in there and get what they need, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things to need it to not have it, rather than to have it and not need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, did I say that? Yeah, that's one of those terms.
Yeah.
So you do the opposite. You'd rather need it.
Well,
than not have it.
this is the thing about the crypto.
Well, it depends,
though. Like, the crypto seems like because it's not because the cash and stuff is still ultimately from the government and stuff, right? Where the crypto is not, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's where ultimately the bigger advantage would lie.
Just from watching Zeitgeist back in the day.
Yeah,
Because when
pretty
you make
much.
money, you put tax on it. So if you start taking away all the physical money and the money digital, what happens to that digital money?
Mind you,
know
I
what
also
mean?
have a very small understanding of crypto.
Yeah, and maybe clip this in before any of it. Don't take any advice from us. We're not investors. We don't know anything about all that. But it is what it is.
Hey, I never told nobody to invest anything.
Didn't say anything. I'm just speaking my
In
mind.
fact, don't do it.
You can literally just get arrested if somebody takes your word for what you're talking about. You can have a conversation like this. Somebody could take that, and if you don't tell them that you're not actually like trying to give advice, you can get not arrested, but you could. Who knows what here in Canada? We're pretty crazy.
Sure.
But fined and
Spoiler: us three wouldn't be here if we were doing really well.
Yo, if
and
it went
stuff like that.
if it went to court and the judge was like, "You believed those guys,"
like these are professional investors. Okay.
I'm pretty sure he'd be like,
Furthermore, we watched another 5 minutes later on
Sorry,
in the discussion.
bro.
They said they're not.
fucking Warren Buffett guys trying to sue us because
Yeah.
like, sorry, guy. Yeah, the crypto market's weird. I don't understand it all, but Sam's scared of it, so Sam's officially scared.
Some of it. No,
Well,
I was switching apps, but like it's how volatile it
It's super
could be.
volatile.
Yeah.
I'd
the
say
point?
like so from what I know of right now,
2 cents.
Bitcoin's pretty much like the fallback, like the other
Go-to.
thing, right? There are other cryptos that you could invest money in. I'm not too sure what's going to happen with them.
He's not an expert. Do not take it.
Not an expert, but there are a lot of like pump and dump situations. So you can find something that looks like it's got lots of traction. You're getting in early at like 4 cents or something, and like pull it at 30 cents. They hit 30 cents. Like that'd be crazy, right? That would be a huge jump. But like if you get at 4 cents and it goes up to 15 cents, pull it. Like make a couple $100. Like who cares? Like you don't make those types of investments by putting your money in the bank. Like
that is the point.
Yeah, that's the point. But like long term, I've
The long
only
term
seen-
is just the gamble.
I've only it's still a huge gamble, but I've only seen Bitcoin really being something that can be utilized as an actual like currency in the future because nothing else from what I've seen, I don't understand it all.
Sure.
But from what I've seen, nothing else is
It's used
truly
like that.
decentralized. So everything else is only coming from one or like a select few areas where it's being mined or whatever. I don't know.
Like the Ethereum blockchain.
Yeah, that's not decentralized. It's not like it's coming from all sorts of different places where nobody has control over how it's being produced.
Yeah.
So if the market, like if the Federal Reserve wanted to come in and say, hey, you need to do this based on this, they really don't have much leeway to say, no, we can't. Whereas
Like
in
Bitcoin, you mean?
Bitcoin, just be like, we literally can't.
Yeah.
Literally can't.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, you're right. Like the term crypto is loose now, right?
Yeah.
Like because like Bitcoin and Ethereum are like the two major players, and they're two totally different fucking things,
Yeah.
right? So, yeah, Bitcoin is literally the most. At
I
least,
can make my
it's
own
probably the
coin.
most like thing that people would. If you say the word crypto, they think Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Like they think people are using it to spend
Yeah, it's like you can literally do things like this. So I can go and make, like I've looked up different sites and stuff, so I can make my own coin. So I can go and I put in like the parameters of like how many I'd want in
to
general,
be in circulation,
how many I want to keep, and then I would have to make a transaction to set what the first, like what the price is, like what the market price is for the coin. So say I want it to be 30 cents.
Sure,
for
you could do that with anything.
Spend 30 cents.
You could do that with anything.
You could, yeah. And
that's
then
inventing a product.
And then
it's the same thing as inventing a product.
And then just pretend. But this is the difference. This product is in an industry. Like you're creating, once again, a fake product because it's not real, but it's in a market that like everybody's flocking towards. So it's like, oh, this coin, actually there's some potential behind like the developers, and it's mainly like a lot of the coins is more so like the developing teams behind it, the technologies that they're working on. It's like you're more so investing in that aspect of things. But with this, it's just like if you could convince people, like when you see like shitcoin or whatever, it's like somebody's just like making a meme coin that hopes, then you hope that it catches on.
But the problem with that is like who's actually going to take that one seriously though?
That's the thing, right? It's like about marketing. Like if
so you can go ahead and do that all you want.
Yeah, and if like 1,000 people bought into it, it's like you just
but they're not gonna.
But they could.
Yeah, but they're not gonna.
Why?
Because you don't have anything to offer.
It's not me that has to offer it. It's like you have. It
is though, because you're the only person.
You make up okay, I'm not saying that I'm specifically doing this, but like you could just make up a fake lore around the situation.
You could definitely try and scam people is what
it's literally all scam. Yeah, then you could pay fucking influencers to market your stupid fucking
Then you've lost money though.
You might, but you might get fucking stupid people to invest in your goddamn scam coin.
Fucking
right? Well, you know what?
Greasy.
Good.
Well, good for you, not them.
No, like if you can make a coin and make it valuable that people are like, hey, I want that, and then they fucking invest in it, good. Fuck those people.
That's literally it. And those are like the scams. So like those are like, once again, that's a huge pump and dump for like anyone who got in.
Here's the
for
thing,
you.
That could almost be like the new system that any company has, like a reward system. Like winners could have a rewards, and it's its own cryptocurrency.
So now we're moving back to the coal mine days.
What?
Coal miners, you'd work at like a coal mining company. They'd pay you in tokens that were only to be able, but you could only spend them at the specific market.
No, but rewards, the rewards, not.
Yeah.
So, but you see what I mean, though, like to create a value of something.
It's a fake. It's just currency. A fake thing. It's like it's just placing value on this cup coin.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
But that would have more value than your stupid coin. Because at least it's a cup.
What? No, this is just a physical thing. It's the coin is not physical.
No, I know.
I didn't even have a coin. My coin isn't. My coin is cup coin.
Well, there you go, cup coin. Buy it in at fucking 0.000.
You can buy it in at 3 cents a cup coin.
Here's the thing though, because we do the pie thing, the pie thing kind of makes sense because you've got to kind of watch how their infrastructure's grown and how they've been able to build users and stuff, and it's kind of interesting because like there's 18 million people on it and it's not worth anything.
Yeah, and then they're just like using the like processing power of your phones to like help build their little
but system. Like it's next to nothing on the phone though. Yeah
but like
it's to like build it, and it's kind of interesting to watch it happen.
It's to build what?
To build the currency. Like
they don't have any currency yet.
Like the pie is the currency, but it's not worth anything. It's all like in hopes that it is one day. And there is like right now there is like a market that you can like kind of trade with users and stuff for pie, but you also have to offer something. Like it's interesting because it's like how it's all built. And it's all built on people believing that it's going to be worth something.
How do you get pie?
You press that button once a day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And eventually no more pie will be able to be mined.
In theory.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's all fucked. It's all fucked.
Yeah. Again, I feel like it's something that like we're still
I don't think it's
kind of scratching.
I think it's 10 years down the road that it's really going to make sense to people. Just like Bitcoin. 2006 people were like, Bitcoin, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't remember when the first time I heard about Bitcoin was, but I do remember that you could go to like machines.
What do you mean?
I remember years ago it was kind of brought up as like a joke almost. The next like kind of I'm not trying to think. Not.
I think
not
people are
Ponzi
just so
scheme,
scared all of a
whatever
sudden, like
call
you,
it.
because there was a big dip in the market.
Well,
Like there was a big crash, right? Like Bitcoin
yeah, but that's it. Like,
halved in price.
same thing happens.
You're
Stock
talking about right
markets,
now?
fucking.
Yeah, but I mean, like, overall.
No, that's what I mean. Overall,
Same
it's
thing,
still
like
up $30,000.
Yeah.
If you bought in at $60K, tough.
Yeah.
But if it goes up, not tough. You still win out. So
I think that, like, this is what I've heard, at least, and
we'll wrap it up with this.
Yeah, I feel like it is,
It's like publicly traded,
yeah.
pretty much.
What do you mean? Sorry.
No, how things seem like publicly traded, like anything, or like you can get, like whether it's housing market goes up and down, fucking crypto goes up and down, the stock market goes up and down and shit. Just no matter what businesses.
Oh, okay.
And that's literally
Go up
what
and
I'm
down.
saying, too, yeah. With this new generation of, like, investors, individuals who are just, like, putting their money into things, like young kids and the younger generation,
Right.
it is what it is.
We gotta fake this outro again.
Fucking mailing in this fucking outro.
See, when we do long podcasts, we always fuck that up. We always at least fuck one clip up. Because we get going too far. I need to upgrade the camera to not get that recording.
That's business, baby.
Yeah.
Long-winded.
Yeah. It's whatever. It was a long combo.
Yeah, have
Thanks for
one
coming,
once in a while,
Tyler.
though. Yeah, thanks
Thanks
for
for coming. It's a pleasure.
Yeah,
Thanks
we're gonna
for
check all
having
the
me.
links in the
He
description.
is wiser than us.
Elder.
Wiser than I. Yeah.
Yeah, you would say, yeah. It's touche.
Yeah.
We're problem with that logo right about now?
Yeah. Well, we haven't faded out yet.
Oh, yeah, we'll
Ding!
Nice.